I got an amazing money saving tip for you guys today. Amazing money saving tip. But first, I want you guys to guess what it is. I want you guys to take a few wild guesses in the chat. Let me know what you think the best money saving tip for dump truckers is. Just tell me, what do you think? What do you think the best money saving tip there is? What's up, Sydney? Set you guys right there. What's the best money saving tip you guys got for me? What do you guys think it is? See if we can bounce this truck around. Seems to be one of the best ways to get it to malfunction. Drive with the bed up, about 15 miles an hour. Bounce this bastard around. Sometimes you just want to set your truck on fire, especially after you pay a dealership $2,500 to fix a problem and they can't figure it out. And then their best response to that is well, bring it back on Monday and we'll work with you on the labor. What the hell does that even mean, work with me on the labor? What the hell does that even mean? That's what I want to know. Let's see if this thing's malfunctioning now or if I fixed it. So, I've been having this problem. The brake light and the left turn signal, it's working right now. I've been having this problem for let's say about 2 weeks now, 3 weeks now. I don't know exactly when it started, but it's been about 2 to 3 weeks, right? Let's put the bed down, see if that does anything. 2 to 3 weeks I've been dealing with this issue of what will happen is the left turn signal will stop working, the brake left side will stop working, and then I had the issue of then the front would stop working at the same time, like the back caused the front to start malfunctioning, right? And then, so I have figured this issue out about 20 times myself. What the problem was, or what I thought it was, about 20 times. Like every time I'd go into it and I was like, oh, this has got to be it. The plug wasn't plugged in halfway, or or I just bypassed a wire, right? And so I was finally getting fed up with trying to fix it myself, and I was like, man, this has got to be something that's beyond my skill level. Let's take it to the dealership. That's what I should have done right there, just smacked myself. Let's take it to the dealership, smack myself. Wake up, Brian. Wake up. I flippin' hate these dealerships, man. I freaking hate them. $2,500 to fix a wiring problem, and I get there to pick the truck up, and the truck still don't work. I just don't get it. For $2,500, they could have replaced the whole wiring harness on the whole truck with the computer or something. Like $2,500. Give me a break. Like, you don't splice wires for $2,500. That's we replace the whole thing type money in my book. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. What do you guys think? But to me, $2,500 is, we put a whole brand new harness on it, Brian, and we've already tested the computer with, you know, all these diagnostic tools. This isn't for $2,500, we ran one wire and we thought we had it fixed and it didn't fix it. We drove it around the yard for 5 hours and it worked. Like, give me a break, man. I've heard that song and dance a million times. We drove it around and didn't do nothing. Well, how is it, as soon as my driver puts this thing in drive and drives down my driveway, it immediately malfunctions? How is it when I go to pick the damn truck up that it's malfunctioning before I even turn the truck on? All I did was turn the key on and turn the turn signal on, and it wasn't even working. And I'm supposed to pay you $2,500 for that? If you want my best money-saving advice, is never take your truck to a dealership to have them work on it. Never. Unless it's absolutely something that's above your skill level. You know, because they're going to rape you on it no matter what it is. If you take them to fix a simple wiring issue, they're going to rape you. That's just the cold hard truth of trucking right there. The cold hard truth is they're going to rape you no matter what the repair is. Yeah, see, now it's not working again. See that? I've been dealing with that for like, I don't know, 3 months now, 2 months, a month. I just want to set the truck on fire because I've already paid the dealership $2,500 to fix that, and they can't even fix it. I'm about ready to set this thing on fire right now with this wiring issue. On the dealer's lot, in their shop. That's what I really would like to do, is just set it on fire in their shop. This is so flippin' frustrating. And there's nothing I do, because guess what? If you complain to them about it, then they won't sell you parts. You know, that's what it usually comes down to. If you complain too much about them not fixing what they agreed to fix for the price that they agreed to fix it on, and then you call them out on it, then they won't sell you anything. Then their customer service goes from here to in the toilet. Right? I mean, for $2,500, they should have replaced the whole flipping wiring harness. They should have replaced the whole flipping wiring harness. Yeah, see? Not working. No left turn signal. No left turn signal. Let's see if the front turn signals are working, because it was having an issue when that one would stop working. Those ones would stop working also. But they're working right now, so I just don't even know where to start, guys, on this. Like, the dealership should know how to fix this kind of thing. They literally deal with this stuff every flipping day. Every single day. And they can't figure it out. That's what irritates me. Is they charge you, you know, $200 an hour, $300 an hour. They have your truck for a whole week, and they can't fix one simple light. One simple light problem. It's a flippin' turn signal light, for Christ's sake. Like, I just don't get it. I just don't get it, guys. Like, why do truck manufacturers do this crap? Yeah, there's power to the back light right now. The turn signal's on. Turn signal's on. Watch this. We got our running lights on too. Watch this. The running light will work, but the turn signal light won't work. Running light's on. No turn signal light. Watch this. We'll turn the turn signal off and put the four-ways on. We'll put the four-ways on. Oh, look at that. Right side works, left side doesn't. Left side doesn't. Like, how stupid of a system is this, International, that you have a computer that shuts it off whenever there's a single short in the whole thing? How are you supposed to find the short? That's what I want to know. If that's what they told me they thought it was. They said it's a short in the wiring harness. What happens is this is what they said, or this is what the guy I talked to said. He said the computer senses a short and then shuts off power to the system. Okay. How the hell are you supposed to find the short if the computer shuts off power to the system? Oh, I know, it's something. It's called crappy engineering is what it's called. It's called really crappy engineering. There should be one fuse, and when the fuse blows, you know it's a bad wire. That's how simple it should be. If you want to bypass all that BS, just run a wire from the signal wires in the front to the rear light for the turn signal. Dude, Blake, I tried that already, man. I flippin' tried that. I had, right here, let me show you. Yeah, but here's the thing, though, Brian. Each side could have its own fuse, or you just do one fuse, and then what you do is you plug the fuse in, turn the light on, and you look for the smoke. I mean, see how easy that was? See this right here? This plug right here. This is the trailer lights. It's supposed to be trailer lights. So watch this. Watch this. This is going to blow your mind right here. Let's turn off the four-ways. Turn on the left turn signal. Right? So only the left turn signal should be on. It's not on. Now watch this. This is what I did before. This should have eliminated my problem 100%. Take our test light. Let's jam it in here to this wire right here. Right here. Boom. See the test light lighting up? See the test light lighting up? That's the left turn signal for a trailer. I took that and bypassed it straight into the tail lights, and guess what? It still didn't work. Still didn't work. So how does this work? How does this system even work? That's what I'm just so sick of this thing. Like, I have power right there at the back of the truck. I bypassed it straight into the light, and it still don't work. Well, Blake, I would be more inclined to believe that, Blake, if the front lights didn't quit working too. You know? You know what I could do, Blake, is I could just swap these and then see if that does anything. Yeah, there's power at the light plug. I mean, look at it. Let's check to see if there's turn signal power at the plug. Let's do that. I could just switch the two lights and see if that does it. And that would tell me if it's the light itself or not. This should not be a complex issue. It's a flipping light. That's where these engineers, somebody needs to take an engineer out and just punch him in the throat a few times. These engineers, it's like their job to make everybody's life hell. That's what an engineer's job title is. Make everybody's life hell. Make it so complex that nobody can figure it out. Nobody can figure it out. Let's just make it so nobody can figure it out. Okay, that one's on. Let's try this one. Would you look at that? No turn signal. Yeah, no turn signal. Nothing. So it can't be the light. Let me try the right turn signal. That'll guarantee it's not the light that's the problem. Alright, turn signal on. Boom, it's flashing. So it's not the light. Pull the plug off, check it with the light meter. Okay, let's pull the plug off. Let's check this thing real quick. Turn the turn signal on. Okay, left signal's on. Let's see. The problem is finding a decent ground over here. Let's try this. This looks like a decent. That screw looks pretty shiny. Alright. And we still got our running lights on, so we should have power on one of the lights. We got power there. No power. No power. Okay, so we got power on just this terminal right here. Just a running light terminal. Right? So, now, watch this. Watch this. Test light on there. No, TriPoint. What it is I'm paying for is a stupid dealership who can't figure out a simple problem. You know, because they overcomplicated things when they engineered it. It's not buying an old truck, old problem thing. It's a new problem that everybody's going to be faced with eventually. Because they engineer these things to fail in this way that nobody can fix them. Okay, so let's see, let's stab this right here. Okay, no power on that green one. No power on that yellow one. No power on that yellow one. No power on that one either. The only one we got power on is this brown one right here, and this is the running lights. Boom. See? So there's no power for the turn signal even going into the system. So that tells me one of two things. The brake is before this, not after this, right? So it's not in the tailgate, right? Because I should have had a turn signal in one of these wires, and I'm pretty sure it's this yellow one, if I remember right. Should be this yellow one right here. Should be the signal wire. Right? And then the next thing I did, I pulled the wires out up here, right? Couldn't find it. Couldn't find it. Couldn't find the power wire. It's supposed to be one of these orange ones. There's two right there, and there's another one in the middle of the pack, right here. Should be one of those two. Let's see if we got power on one of those two. Let's make sure we don't have our 4-ways on, or we'll find it. Nope, 4-ways are not on. Just the left turn signal. See, the thing that irritates me the most is, this is what irritates me the most, is the fact that I should be able to just splice this signal wire that's right here into this turn signal wire and have a turn signal. But the computer won't allow it to happen. It senses a short, and then it shuts the whole left side off. Man, I got some words for international on Monday. Well, it can't be a bad turn signal relay, Brian, because the turn signals work. Look at the front. They're lighting up great. So it just doesn't make any sense to me. Doesn't make any freaking sense. What makes the most sense to me is splicing that wire that has the turn signal into the light and having turn signal. I should be able to do that. But for some reason, it's not working. I mean, you guys seen it was working at the very beginning of the video. I drove it around. Boom, it stopped working. It's got to be a freaking broken wire somewhere. But what irritates me the most is, how come the dealership didn't just replace the whole flipping harness for $2,500? I mean, I could replace the whole wiring harness by myself, and I'm not a mechanic. I could do that in 1 hour tops. Maybe 2 hours tops, if I wanted to route it real nice. That's how easy it would have been. 2 hours plus $600 harness. I should have been out $700. Not $2,500. $700. So it don't work if you run it from the front turn signal to the back. Well, that's kind of the issue I'm running into, Blake. I'm not sure which wire is the turn signal on the front, because it doesn't have power. I think there's two separate wires, Blake. I think there's two separate wires. So this orange wire right here that has the power on it for the signal, supposedly for a trailer or something. I think there's two wires, right? And so I don't even know what wire is the turn signal up at the front. I will say this though. I'll show you what I did do that I can show you what I do know. Let's do this. Okay. Was it this one? I don't think it was in this one. I think it's in this one. Yeah, it's in this one. Okay, see the three orange wires right there? Boom, boom, boom. Let's do this. Let's go get the wire tester, the light tester. I don't even know where I put it. fell down somewhere. There it is. Let's go get a stool because this thing is so tall. This is what I get to wake up to on a Saturday. Trying to fix something that the dealership agreed to fix it, you know, for a certain price, and then they didn't fix it. No, I don't think that's what did it. I mean, I could easily test that theory and, you know, let's do, what do you think? You think that's a good ground right there? Or let's just do this. That's a good ground. I know that's a good ground. That's what I used last time. Okay, watch this. We're going to hit one of these wires. That one doesn't have power. That one doesn't have power. Which one is it? It's not that one. That already got a bad ground. That's the other thing. That's one reason why I hate these light testers, is because you never know if you got a bad ground. Let's do this. I think one of these is, yeah, we got a good ground. Okay. No power. No power. No power. Okay, I know it's one of the orange lights that had power on it last time I checked it. Maybe it was one of these ones. See, now we don't even have power here. I'm pretty sure it was one of these three orange ones. I remember having power there. Now we don't even have power there. So isn't that so interesting? We got power at the end, but we don't have power at this plug. How does that even work? That's what I want to know. How does that even work? It's got to be a different wire. That's the only explanation logically that I could think of. It's got to be a different wire sending power to that one. Nothing. 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 Okay, we got power at that light right there. That's left turn signal. This one right here. This orange one right here is left turn signal. Okay, but the question is that the front or the back? I'm pretty sure that one is the front. Let's trace this wire bundle. It goes around, down. There it is right there. It's a smaller bundle. Yeah, that's the front. See, smaller bundle goes to the front. Okay, so the front has turn signals on that wire. This one right here. That means I just don't understand it, guys. I just don't understand. Just tap that wire and feed it back. The dealer had it for 5 days, Sydney. Put the bulb out and probe the plug in the front. I don't even know what that means, Blake. But I'm going to plug this back in. That's a great question, Brian. What color is the rear signal wire? Well, right here it's red, and then it changes to yellow, and then it changes to orange. So you can see here's yellow. Boom. Yep, that's the signal wire. So here's red, changes to yellow. Comes out here yellow. Right? See the yellow? And then it changes to orange. And it's a semi. I should have power on one of these orange ones. I know it's one of these orange ones right here because I freaking tested it with the 4-ways on. Let's do that. I'm gonna put the 4-ways on. Guaranteed there's power at one of those orange wires. Guaranteed. I bet money on it. Let's see which one it is. Not that one. Not that one. That one. Boom. See? There's power on this one. So this is the left side of the truck. Or the passenger side. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be this middle one supposed to have power on it, but doesn't. Let's just do that. Let's just do a left turn signal. Just to isolate that. I bet you this is the left turn signal for the back. Boom. Yep. So the bottom one's the left, or the passenger side. This is just so frustrating, guys. I know this one's the front left turn signal. Yeah, see? But it's also, I'm pretty sure this one also splices somewhere and goes back to that back plug. It's got to. Either that or it's one of these orange ones. Something's got to go back to that orange plug. And those are the only orange wires. See, this is what irritates me too, is they change wire colors down the line. You never know what you're getting down the line. Let's check if there's power behind the cab. Well, what do you mean? How do I check that? On this side, on the other side? Let's pull all that apart. Again, for the 15th millionth time. What's up, Ryan? Never take a truck to a dealership, man. Never take a truck to a dealership. All they do is take your money. All they do is take the money. They take it and they run with it. Freaking, they took $2,500 of mine and they didn't even fix the problem. And it wasn't even working when I went to pick the truck up. That's the funniest part about it. Like, oh yeah, we fixed it. I get there. Before I even turned the truck on, I turned the left turn signal on to see if they fixed it. Nope, didn't fix it. Oh, I drove it around the parking lot for 3 hours. Yeah, I bet you did, and you were on Facebook the whole time, driving around the parking lot. Because you sure as heck wasn't working on my truck for 4 days straight and didn't figure it out. where she falls underneath the floor mat. Okay, what's the size for these? Most mechanics. I know. Most people claim to be mechanics, but they ain't. That's the funniest thing, too. I hear it all the time. Oh, I'm a mechanic. Like, dude, you're probably not a mechanic. You probably just throw parts at something until you figure it out. And then you don't even figure it out. You got lucky on a guess. That one's probably a 10 millimeter. Let's see what that one is. But it's a 10 millimeter. Oh man. It's like I've had this thing apart a few times. I'm gonna set you guys down for a second. There. Let's chill right there. We ain't going nowhere. And you know what the other funny thing about this whole ordeal was too? I freaking left all these plastics off to make their job easier. And what did they do? Still didn't fix anything. Still didn't fix anything. Alright. So. Alright, so I've determined that, let's see, I gotta try and find a good ground in here. Yeah, it looks like a good ground. Good solid screw to probe off of. Okay, so we know for a fact there's an orange wire on this top that has power to it. It's probably one of those two. They didn't put the plastic back on. I kept it at my house. That's the even funniest part about it. Morgan. Alright, so I'm gonna set you guys down right here. You guys ain't gonna be able to see what I'm doing probably. But I gotta test to see if I got a good ground here. Ow. Let's do this. Okay, there we go. Yeah, they charged me $120 an hour to drive around for. Isn't that funny? In their own parking lot. And the guy, we didn't even do it. Boom. Okay, so we know we got a good ground because you can see the light lighting up. Okay, so now I'm confident I can check these 3 big fat wires on this side of the plug. Nothing on that one. Nothing on that one. Boom. There's power on that one. That's the 4-way flasher though. So there is no power. No power on this side of the plug. So what does that even mean? I don't even know what that means. What does that even mean? No, I didn't get the AC recharged in it. What does that even mean? There's not even power on this side of it. That means it has to be in some sort of computer. That right there guarantees to me that it's not a wiring issue. Yeah, it's up in the fuse box. I wonder. I just don't understand. I just don't understand. Where'd that stupid one go? That's not it. Is that it? I'm trying to find the right. Go smack the fuse box and see if it comes around. Just stepping on the thing probably does it, Blake. You just never know. Which wires would it be? That's the real question. That is not what I like to look at right there. That gives me a headache just looking at it. The other thing is, here's the other thing, right? So I'm trying to look at these. You can see. Yeah. Well, and the other thing I'm thinking, okay, why would the computer shut off the front turn signals also? Like, it's got to be a computer thing, I'm thinking, because the back one isn't working, and then the front one isn't working. I just don't understand. Engine control unit, cab, HVAC, trailer left turn signal. Well, okay, I'll just grab it and shake it, Blake. I mean, that should have did something right there. I'm just going to go back here and look. Nothing. The other one still works. That one doesn't work. But why would the front and the back are on different relays probably somehow? I know I was talking to Doug the other day, and he was thinking that there is a... Yeah, she was working. You can tell she's pretty dirty. She was working. Like, all those wires go up that way, and then they go across. So, you would think that's a orange wire. I'm guessing the 3 orange wires are right here. That's what it looks like. There's 4 of them there, 5 of them. That's where they're coming from. They're going right around there. I don't know, guys. This is just beyond my skill level. This is why I took it to the dealership in the first place, because they're supposed to have higher skill level than me. You know, that's what they send those kids to school and stuff. They're supposed to know this stuff. They're supposed to know proper diagnosing, you know. See, we've only been on here for 40 minutes, and we've already pinpointed that it's up here somewhere. You know, that's what gets me right there, is we've only been on this for 40 minutes, and we've already diagnosed that it's in the computer somewhere. You need a power probe so you can send power down the wire. Well, what's that supposed to do for me? That would just tell me if there's a break in the wire. But I don't know which wire up here is supposed to be the ground. You know what I mean? Do any of the relays feel hot? Okay, here's what I'm feeling, Blake. I'm feeling a little bit of warmth from this area right in here. Not so much these relays. It could be this one right here. This one feels warm. These ones are cold. Let's check to see what these ones are. And I know this says lights right here, but that's pointing straight to that fuse. That's a headlight fuse. This one does feel kind of warm right here, this one. Let's see what that says that one is. Trailer marker light relay. Trailer light relay. Marker light relay. Trailer light relay. Let's do this. I bet you those are the exact same relays. I'm going to look at the numbers and I'm going to swap those two. See what that does. CO833, CO833. Okay, they're the same relay, so let's see if I can get these buggers out of here. This is the thing that's so irritating about these. Like, you gotta have like microscopic tweezers to get those out or something. Alright, one second. Let's go see if I have a tool that I can use to pull those out. I was thinking maybe these kind of have like a grip on them, but they're kind of fat. I didn't see that, Blake. I didn't see a tractor left side turn relay. Let me see if I can read it on here. Problem is this stuff. Trailer body tail lights, trailer body marker lights. Trailer left turn is F2A. F2A trailer left turn. So right up here, this is R4. So where's F2A would be this front one right here. If I'm reading that right. That's F2A. So, but there's no fuse there for that. The very front. It would be right here. Let's just stick a fuse in there and see what it does. It didn't burn out, so. Let's go look at the lights. I want to take those relays out because one of them did feel a little warm, but I have had the signal on for a while. Yeah, still nothing. The other thing is like the four ways are on right now. I don't hear any clicking. There's no clicking going on. Oh, it's almost like that's what that's designed for. There, let's try that. Switched them. Now watch the driver's side don't work. If that would be my problem, hallelujah. Nope. Still don't light up. Switch the two relays, nothing. Nothing changed. But that says trailer relay, right? Though that's what I don't get about this stupid diagram. It doesn't say anything about truck lights, you know? It only says trailer. Like, just look real quick. starter, auxiliary roof, unusable for relay, backup lamp relay, wiper high-low, wiper relay, trailer right turn relay, trailer left turn relay, ignition relays. Right here we got relay C note, fuel trans pump relay, trailer ABS optional, trailer stop, body accessory, optional relay optional, left low, high beam or remote relay, left low, high beam or remotes relay, right low. I wonder if this is it. It doesn't say truck relay, but it says left low, high, or remotes. Oh, there's also this one. Left high beam or pump relay. Right high. Maybe try this relay. R2. Maybe try swapping these ones. See if that does something. The funky thing is watch this. I'll go over here and there won't even be a relay in there. That's another thing that irritates me too. Is like, yeah, see, there's nothing even in that bank. There's nothing in that bank. Except for, check this out. This is interesting. This is somewhat slightly interesting. Okay, so right here, this says right low beam, or switch relay. What does that even mean, low beam? Like, is that the low beam or is it the switch? I don't understand, but this looks like it's been warmed up before. You can tell it's kind of, but that could have been when the heat wrapped it. See, there's not even any relays in here. Like, what the flip? And then there's this relay. I don't even know what this is for. I was talking to Doug about this one. He was telling me how to test it, but I'm too nervous to test it because I'm afraid I'm going to burn something out. I just don't know what I'm doing. Here's the thing, though. Here's what I can tell you is I don't see any flipping orange wires except for this small little baby one right here. And there's one right here. It goes back up into this. Looks like that's the only other orange wire other than these two, which these go to the ignition ones. So the wire changes color somewhere down the line. That fuse is good. International. This is what you caused me on a Saturday. Been working on this thing for 2 hours. You should have had this thing fixed in 2 hours. Easily. They're freaking mechanics. They should know how to fix this type of stuff. The wire's going up in there. Like they're white and brown, it looks like. These brown ones. This is the warm one, though, right here. Is there fuses on the bottom left of the relay? Which relay? Because I didn't see any fuses on those. This has got to be something that draws a lot of power, so it's probably like a blower motor or something. This has a lot of power going into it too. I don't know if the strong arm has signal lights. Yeah, Ryan, I want to. Dude, I've been working on this thing for like, I worked on it for 3 days straight myself with me and Grandpa. We couldn't figure it out. We thought there was a broken wire back there, and we were tracing wires and doing everything. And then I dropped it off at International. They had it for 5 days, worked on it for 4, and they didn't figure it out. And now I'm figuring out that there's no power on this side of the cab. We got no left turn signal and no left brake signal, only on the tailgate. But what happens is sometimes the front ones don't work too. So I really just, I'm at a loss. Man, that thing got bent. That spring got destroyed or something on that CB antenna. Dump trucks are rolling earthquakes. Yeah, you got that right, Ryan. Well, and it's funny you say that because, like, when he starts the truck up in the morning, usually it works. And then as soon as he puts it in drive, boom, it quits working. But the other day, it worked like 50 miles, and then it quit working. What does that even mean? You know, I gotta drop it off at the dealership again because I just don't know how to do this. Tried and tried and tried, and I can't figure it out. I've chased all the wires. It's got to be a computer problem. It's not the wiring. It's got to be a computer problem. It's got to be a computer or some sort of relay problem. No, dude, they had it for 4 days. They had it for 5 days, and they worked on it for 4 days, and they charged me $2,500. And when I got there, the first thing I did, I didn't even turn the truck on. First thing I did was I immediately turned the left turn signal on and went back to the tailgate, and it wasn't working. Is that nuts or what? First thing I did. What the heck? I'm done working on this on a Saturday. I'm just done. Going to International on Monday, and I'm gonna rip them a new one, and then I'm gonna tell them what I figured out, and then maybe they'll be able to fix it from there because it's past what I can do. Yeah, it shouldn't, Brian, but that's the way they designed it. They designed it to screw everybody up, so they did computer. You know what I'm gonna tell them? I'm gonna say, this is what I've determined so far with my skills. There's no power to the left turn signal on the inside of the cab going back. Yeah, that's another thing I'm going to ask him. How many times do I got to pay you to fix this same problem? Just traded him for a new one. No, this is a good truck, Doc. This truck is a great truck. It's just this little wiring problem, for the lights. And it should be a simple fix, but it's not turning out to be a simple fix. Dude, they didn't do nothing. Like, they didn't work on the problem at all. Like, I can just tell by looking at everything. Oh, and here's another thing they did. Check this out. You guys are going to love this one. You guys are going to love this one. This is another reason why I hate dealerships, too. Or just mechanics in general. Paid by the hour mechanics. I think mechanics shouldn't be paid by the hour. I think they should be paid by the fix. That's what honestly, I think that's what they should be paid for. paid for the fix. Not paid by the hour, paid by the fix. They would get a whole lot better, a hell of a lot faster if they were paid by fixing stuff instead of getting paid by the hour. Check this out. I'm taking this to the dealership Tuesday or Monday also. See that? Air valve. That's pretty smashed up, ain't it? So, here it is, right back here. See how that's all smashed up? See how that's all fresh and super shiny? Because I just picked it up from the dealership. You see how this is all super really old and crusty? And this has been broken for a while? You can see that, right? You can tell the aluminum has had lots of time to oxidize right there. But right there, it hasn't. Let me tell you why that is. Because about a month ago, my driver complained to me and he said, "Hey man, I got an air leak. And it happens only when I press the brake." So I raced out there. This was hitting the drive line. Broke this off. But I was able to re-thread it back in, right? Because it only broke part of the threads off. So I was able to crank that sucker in there real far, and it worked. And then I zip tied it up, right? Then I take the truck home, and guess what? This whole airline is just dangling down here. No zip tie on it whatsoever. So, you know what that tells me is they cut that zip tie, and they didn't put it back. And it cost me $40 plus diagnosing why I had an air leak. That dealership cost me another $40 and another headache. Right there. Mechanics without attention to detail. You're killing us, man. You're freaking killing us. You know? I had to call the shop or the parts place at 4:45, because that's when I finally got the part off and was able to clean it at the end of the day. I called them up and I said, "I got a part number 4000 for an air valve on a brake system." He said, "I don't know what that is." And I said, "It says right here, there's an emblem, GT on it." He's like, "Oh, I know what that is. I got one." I said, "I'll pay for it right now. Leave it outside on the front door," because I knew they were closing at 5. Boom. He left it outside. Got the new one replaced. You know. And then I had to put that on after hours because the dealership failed to put a simple zip tie up. They failed to inspect their work after they were done. You know, that's what gets me the most right there. Simple, stupid stuff. Anybody with 2 brain cells could have figured out just to look and double check their work and make sure none of the wires were hanging down. If you're cutting zip ties, when you're done, you need to go back and look to see if everything is put away properly. Especially if you're cutting zip ties. Well, you say that, Joe, but honestly, that's been my experience with every single mechanic almost that I've hired. Every single mechanic I've hired has done something similar to this. You know? Like, even when I took this to Cat and had them work on it, they were like, they didn't replace that. What's this? I can't remember what this is called. It's intercooler rubber or whatever. On the other side, they didn't replace that. They knew it was bad. They told me about it, but they didn't replace it when they were in there. They also told me that was not a cat piece. It had cat stamped right on it. They also told me that air compressor right there wasn't a cat air compressor. It has cat stamped right on it. That was cat itself. Like, these guys are supposed to be the best of the best. Like, they send their technicians to school for this stuff. They don't even know their own trucks. Like, this is like supposed to be the best of the best. Cat mechanics are supposed to be the best of the best. You know? What it is I'll tell you what it is. These kids, they come out of school, they're trying to get a paycheck. They think these diesel mechanics make a lot of money, and they do, because they waste everybody's time. And they think they're going to make a lot of money, but it's not something they're passionate about. They're not passionate about fixing stuff and figuring problems out. They're passionate about a paycheck. That's what they want. All they care about is a paycheck. And you can tell because none of them stay after hours. Like, most of them don't stay after hours to fix stuff, you know, because it's not something they like to do. It's just something they want to collect a paycheck on. The less amount of wheels, the better. Let me just say that. The least amount of wheels, the better. Less problems. I just don't know, man. And see, what irritates me is these guys work on this stuff every single day. They can't even figure it out. Can you get two-wheel dump trucks? I'd be the first one in line to buy one if you could. If it could haul any sort of significant weight, I'd be the first one to buy it. That's funny. So, I've pretty much given up on trying to fix the lighting issue on this. Just going to go back for more pain at the dealership because can't figure it out. Yeah, a wheelbarrow. They can't haul any significant amount of weight, though. Like, this is what irritates me. See how many wires are here? They literally be like 5 wires, and that's it. That's all they really need for a lighting system. They don't need 20 million wires. 5 wires should be plenty. But at least I found out I think I found the majority of the problem, and that's that there's no power coming through this circuit. I think that would be a good place to start looking, right? You know, if I was a mechanic and somebody told me, well, there's no power coming through the firewall, well, that'd be a good place to start looking. I can't lie, I was looking for opinions on the Bitcoin dump, but I found myself here. Bitcoin? Yeah, I'm not much of a Bitcoin guy, so I wouldn't be the guy to ask. When I invest my money, it's typically in something that's been around for a while. So, well, thanks for sticking around, Vecht. I think that's how you pronounce that. But, anyways, guys, I am done working on trucks today. I'm going to go... Nah, I wouldn't say gold either. I don't think gold is a good thing to invest in either. I mean, you just never know. What I would say is, I don't even know what to invest in, honestly. I thought dump trucks was a good idea, but it turns out they got a lot of problems sometimes. They got a lot of problems sometimes. The best thing you can do is just invest in yourself. I mean, realistically, that's the best thing you can do, because you're going to take care of your money the best out of anybody. Nobody's going to take care of your money better than you. At least in my opinion. I think that's the way that goes. So I'm going to leave these out again. And then when I get to the dealership on Monday, I'm going to make sure I eat a whole bunch of hot sauce before, so I'm super angry or something. Because part of my problem is I get to these dealerships, you know, these mechanics, and I talk nice to them, and, you know, I think that's what ends up getting me, you know. I try and be their friend. I try and tell them, you know, this is what I did, this is this. I think they just need to be screamed at, you know. Somebody needs to rip them a new one. Like, I think that's what they need. To get their butt in gear, somebody needs to rip them a new one. Like, that's the only thing I can think of. Like, to get these guys to figure it out. I hate to say it, but, you know. And the guy was like, oh, man, you're super cool about the whole problem, you know, staying here trying to work with me with it. And I was like, I say that right now, but in my head, I've already punched you in the throat like 30 times, dude. Like, I was trying my hardest, like, dude, you guys had this for how many days, and it ain't fixed? Like, you say I'm a cool dude, but man, right now, I couldn't say the same about you guys. Like, I know we're all human, and he was like, and you know, the other thing is, he was like, I'm not a international mechanic, I'm a Isuzu mechanic. That's the other thing. He's supposedly an Isuzu mechanic. But, you know, he's around the guys that work around internationals all day, every day. So you think you would have learned something, you know. Here's something, guys. Here's something I want to tell you. Okay. With all my diagnosing skills, and I'm not saying I'm a super hotshot or nothing, but I have the basics down, right? I have the basics. I think everybody can agree I got the basics down on how to diagnose a problem, right? Most guys have skill that is similar to mine with diagnosing, right? Can we all agree on that? Most guys have somewhat around the same area of expertise that I do on diagnosing problems, chasing problems down and trying to figure it out. Okay, that's where I'm at right now, right? We agree, everybody agrees on that? I'm decent at diagnosing. Check this out, though. You know, could you have done a better job at diagnosing with more expensive tools than I got? That's one thing I want to know. Could you have done a better job diagnosing with Snap-on tools? Or would you have come to the same conclusion I came to, that it's too complicated, we can't figure it out? That's why I don't buy Snap-on tools. You can do the same job, like 99.9% of the time with the tools I got versus Snap-on tools. You know what I mean? I should have brought it to an electrical specialty shop. Well, I thought that's what I was doing. I thought the dealership had a specialty, you know. I thought the dealerships had specialty mechanics, you know, for specialty things. Guess I was wrong. See, like, I don't know. These guys go into $50, $60, $70, $80, $100,000 worth of debt, and they still can't figure it out. You know? That's what gets me, too, right there. You know? I got all these yard sale tools. You know, all these free tools from yard sales and stuff from Grandpa. And, you know, I don't got no luck. And then I take it to a dealership that they literally spent, these kids have spent, you know, anywhere from $20,000 to $100,000 in school debt. And then on top of that, they have 50 to 60, you know, to 130, who knows how much, Snap-on debt or Mac debt or, you know, all those other tool truck debts. And they still can't figure it out. So where's the benefit for spending more money on tools? There's no benefit. There's absolutely no benefit. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Watch. And you know the funny thing is it working right now or is it off? It's not working right now, but I might have turned it off. Is that breakfast? Ooh. About time I got some breakfast. I'm about to pop a blood vessel in my head. Trying to figure this problem out. Thank you, sweetie. Waffles for breakfast. Chocolate chip waffles. Can you put some syrup on here for me? Thank you, sweetie. Okay, just put it on my toolbox for me. Yeah, still not working. Not working. Can't figure out this wiring problem, honey. I don't know what the problem is. Take it to the ox and cut your losses. I'll fix it. With my luck, Blake, that's probably what it would be. Something so stupid. So frustrating. Okay. I got the bed up. I got the hood up. Let's put the hood down. Let's take all these screws out of here, because if I leave them here, the dealership will lose them. Yeah, Blake, I tried that, though. It didn't work. This is what I did, Blake. You seen I had power on this one right here. I have power on this one right here. See this crimp right here? That is the front, or it's the trailer, or it's something. I don't know what it is. I spliced that into that yellow wire, and guess what? Didn't work. And here's the other thing, though. The other thing about that, Blake, is here's the other problem with that is the turn signal will work, but the brake light won't work. Right? Because the signal for the turn signal doesn't light up when you hit the brake, so only one brake light will work. Is that rear end under the pile of dirt? I don't even know what that means, Joe. Oh yeah, that's exactly what I said, Brian. I'm not putting those back in. I'm not gonna put them back in because they'll just charge me for that. All right, guys. I'm going to go fishing today or something. Well, Blake, I had it spliced in and it worked. It worked. I went and parked the truck. Driver started up the next day. It was working. He took off and then it stopped working. That's what happened. It was working. I was like, yeah, I fixed it. I bypassed that sucker. Yeah, that's the smartest thing to do. That was quick and easy and, done deal. Parked the truck. It still worked. I was like, yeah, I fixed it. Driver started up. It still worked. I was like, yeah. He started pulling down the driveway and then it stopped working. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. Well, it didn't shut off immediately. It was like he was driving down the driveway and 50 feet later it stopped working. And then he'd shut the truck off and then he'd start it up and it would work. And then he'd hit it and drive and then it would quit working. And, I think what it is, here's what I think it is. I'm going to make this prediction now because, the dealer's going to fix it eventually. I'm done working on this thing. I've given up. Here's my prediction. It's either some sort of relay or it's either some sort of lighting control module. I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. Some sort of lighting control module where the computer is, got shooken up too much or, one of the wires is broke or something. No, you didn't. Really, Blake? Mobile electronics. What does that even mean? Like phone electronics? Or like mobile, driving a truck around and fixing electronic stuff? I don't think it's the clicker switch, because if it was the clicker switch, you would think that the front turn signals wouldn't work, right? So I don't think it's that. Let's see if it works now. Let's just see. This thing has a way of just all of a sudden working and you don't do nothing to it. Still not working. No. It was funny too, because check this out. So the other day, the driver was out here. I was out there at the same time. None of the lights worked on the back. Just they all quit working. And I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. So I told him, I said, put the box up in the air. This is what I literally did. I swear this is what I literally did. I went like this. Just squeezed it, just a smidge. Boom, all the lights worked. All the lights worked. Just squeezed the plug, all the lights worked. He took off, and we got 50 miles, and then the left turn signal stopped working. Tried squeezing it again, so I was like, oh, maybe it's this thing. This thing is, it's not in the best shape, this wiring, it's got two plugs. Let's just cut these plugs out and just wire them straight. That's what I was thinking, because you get to a point where you're like, okay, this one has two fittings because they had to put a wire in there. This one had two splices in it. You got 20 different colors. So I was just like, let's just get rid of these two plugs. Got rid of the two plugs. But that didn't seem to help. You know, see, you got a big hole right there that I stabbed it with. You know, you stab these things to try and figure out the problems, but then later on, when you stab it, then it lets water in there, and then it gets rusted, and, you know, so you're basically killing yourself in the end, you know. Unfortunately, that's the way it goes. Especially if you're in a rust state. Luckily, we're not in a really rust state. Like, we don't get a lot of rust like, you know, some states do. Some states get so much. I don't even know how they have vehicles, you know, because they rust out in like 3, 4, or 5 years. Like that, there's no way I could afford to buy a vehicle every 5 years because it rusted out. Like, there's no way. There's no way. Like, how come people don't just, like, tell the government? They're like, okay, this is too expensive. Could it have been a flood recovery truck? Yeah, I don't know. All I can say is I'm done trying to fix it because I can't figure it out. I've chased wires and chased wires and chased wires, and it's to the point where I can't chase the wires anymore. And I don't like this thing right here. See how this right here is on this metal bracket? I bet that's wearing that thing out. Look at that. It broke this plastic thing. That should not be rubbing against that like that. That's going to wear that thing out so fast. That's the type of stuff you got to look for, guys. So, I'm going to tie that up to this. So here's another, like, pro money saving trick. Okay. You see how big of a zip tie I used, right? Say I need to cut this again, and I need to cut this for some reason. If I cut it right up here on the side that goes through this, I can pull this little piece out and I can reuse the whole zip tie again. Boom. And you don't have to use 20 million zip ties over and over and over again. Just cut it right next to the part that goes through the zip tie. Just make sure that's the one you're cutting. And then you can reuse the zip tie again. Alright, guys, I gotta let you go. I'm gonna go have some fun today and ignore my problems of this truck and then drop it off on Monday and scream at the dealership, tell them what I found. Hopefully they can get it fixed, and hopefully they don't charge me another $2,000. And, you know, the thing is when they do stuff like this, you gotta kind of put the screw to them, and you gotta kind of say, look, man, I've already paid you $2,500 to fix the problem. You know, if I would have taken this to any other mechanic and they didn't fix it, they would have fixed it for free. That's what you gotta tell them. You basically gotta tell them that. You're gonna say, this is what you tell them. You say, hey, man, if I would have taken this to Dirk's Truck Repair down the road, or Urker's right across the street, if they wouldn't have fixed it, for one, they wouldn't have charged me what you charged me. Because you're a dealership, you charge more. For one, they wouldn't have charged me as much. For two, if they didn't fix the problem, I guarantee you, they would stay after hours on a weekend to get that thing fixed. And it would be free. I guarantee you that. Because here's why. They don't want a bad review. They don't, small customers, small business people, you know, it means a lot to them, right? Their name means a lot to them. So I know you said you're going to work with me on the labor, but working with me ain't going to cut it. Like, it better be damn near free. That's what I'm going to tell them. It better basically be free. You know, if it ain't free, my story is definitely going on YouTube. I'm going to tell them that for sure. I'm going to be like, I got a decent sized YouTube channel. My story's going on YouTube. So make it right. Fix the truck on your dime, you know. Or I start buying parts from another person and I smash you on YouTube. You know, I mean, that's what it comes down to. You know, you got to kind of threaten the social media sites with these places that do this kind of stuff to you. Because they dick you around and then they take your money and then you never get anything fixed. And there's really no recourse against these mechanics like this. Because they're so big, they know that you have to come to them for parts most of the time. They know, you know, so you got to kind of put the screws to them and you just got to give them an ultimatum. You know what I mean? Make it right. And it's not like what I'm doing is unfair or messed up to a dealership. Like, I paid them $2,500. They said it was going to cost $1,400 when, so first of all, they said they were going to look at it on Friday. They didn't look at it on Friday. I called them up. They didn't even answer. I called them on Monday. They didn't answer. They called me right back, though. They did call me right back. And then they said, it's going to be $1,400 and we'll have it done on Wednesday. I get there. It's $2,500 and it's not fixed. You know, so, you know, I'm just telling the story like it is. That's just exactly what happened. So, you know. Oh, and the other thing they wanted to fix for me. They wanted to fix this. See that, how that's leaking a little bit right there? Just that right there. That elbow. They want to fix that too. But I'm like, I don't know. I honestly don't know at this point. You know, supposedly they had to order parts for that. That doesn't look like something that you need to order parts for. That's just a regular pipe bend. And you can go down to Parker Pacific, it's a half a block down the road, and pick one of those up. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. We're just going to have to wait and see what happens. Watch what I say. You could wind up in court. That's okay, Bat. I know everything I've said is 100% the truth, and I have documentation of it. So, that's all that matters to me. Because I know if I ever go to court, I'm going to win. Guaranteed I'm going to win. Right? And they can try and sue for, you know, slander or whatever. I had that threat done to me before, too, when I was talking about my strong arm from Strong and how I was having a big problem with the dealership. I had a big problem with Columbia, and I had my videos on there, and he said, oh, you got to take those down, or, you know, and I said, as a matter of fact, I'm not going to take them down. And if you don't fix the problem the right way and stop costing me downtime, I might even pay to advertise these videos to get out there even further. Oh, we might have to take you to court for slander. I mean, I said, you do what you got to do, bud. I already got the whole story documented on videos, right? And this is the same thing I got going on right here. I got all the videos, right? So they can threaten you with that stuff, but it won't hold up in court. There's no way it'll hold up in court. It'll never hold up in court. The judge will see the video, he'll be like, oh, okay, I see what's going on here. Big company pushing little guy around, you know, that's what that is. That's what that is, you know. Happens all the time, guys. Happens all the time. A lot of you guys go through the same stuff, where you got one truck or you just got a brand new car and the dealership told you everything was great and dandy, and then you drive it 10,000 miles and then boom, the motor blows up and then you're out on your own. You know, you know, something happened to me like that before too. Check this out. I bought a 2008 Ram Cummins. I bought it. When did I buy it? Was back 2013, 2014, something like that. Used truck, bought it. Had the safety inspection sticker on the windshield. On the windshield, guys. Safety inspected. Drove it off the lot. I was driving home, and all of a sudden, the truck came screeching to a screeching halt. I called the dealership up. I said, hey, what's the deal here? Like, the truck just came to a screeching halt. I hope you guys are willing to fix this. I didn't get no warranty or nothing. But I'm like, you guys had to have inspected this thing before you sold it to me. It just came to a screeching halt. The motor still works and everything. Everything sounds normal, but the truck won't move. And this was back when I had absolutely no mechanical experience, basically. And so I said, you guys are going to put it on a tow truck and tow it there, and you're going to figure it out, and I just want to have my nice truck. That's what I said. I just want a truck that, doesn't cause me any problems out the gate like this. Turns out the whole front brake caliper wasn't even bolted on. The whole brake caliper slid off of the front tire. They had it for, I think, a day or two. They put a new one on. They got it all fixed. They even wrote me a check for $800. They said, hey, man, we are so sorry that this slipped up, and we're so sorry this happened, and, we hope to regain your confidence and this and that. And, that's the way it should be done right there. They wrote me a check for their mistake. If you make a mistake, that's the way it needs to be. That's how you got to right your wrongs. That's like when I got my Peterbilt frame fixed and it cracked a week after he fixed it. I said, hey man, I hate to do this to you, but the frame's cracked again. He's like, don't worry, bring it over tonight. I'll get it done tonight. That's what he said. Tonight. He fixed it that night. I had it on the road the next day. I mean, that is a good mechanic right there. Not only did he not give me a dime, but he said tonight. That's my word. That's my name on the line. I'm going to take care of this customer. If you want to run a mechanic shop, that's the type of service you need to have. If you don't have that service, you're going to get put on blast, and everybody's going to know the kind of shady work you do. See, look at this. This whole zip tie, I get to reuse it because I just cut the right end. Whole zip tie. See, a lot of times you don't pay attention. You're just ready to get stuff done and you just cut it wherever, you know what I mean? And it's junk. Like, this one is not usable. You can't use a zip tie that's 2 inches long. Same with this one, I was in a hurry trying to figure this thing out, and then I was just like, let's get these wires off, So, anyways, guys, thanks for listening to me ramble for an hour and a half about how dealerships, sometimes they provide really crappy service, and, they charge you a buttload of money. My dog's name is Mason. Mason! Good boy. Yeah, you're a good doggy, aren't you? Can you sit for me? Sit. Good boy. Yeah, you gonna shake my hand? Shake? Good boy. Yeah, he's such a doggy. Are you upset that the truck's not working? Yeah, I knew you are too. Me too. Did you see that? He nodded his head. He was like, yeah, I know what it's about. I know your struggles. This dog gets me through the day sometimes. Alright guys, I'm gonna catch you later. You guys have a good weekend. I'll update you probably Tuesday or Wednesday when we get the truck back from the dealership again. And I'll catch you guys on the next one.